Hello, it's Shola Matthew here, and this is the Billionaire Journey Podcast. Today, I want to talk to you about something very, very simple. It's basically about how you can move from Zeronaire to a billionaire. And this is a principle that has worked for a lot of rich people, right? And it's actually proven by many rich people, including billionaire Bill Gates, billionaire Elon Musk, billionaire founder of Amazon, and so on and so forth. So what is this simple yet unkept secret? It is basically moving from employed to being an investor. Ask any rich person, they will tell you that they're investors. And this is something that is more like a habit. It's a habit that you have to learn. So many people say, I want to become a millionaire, I want to become a billionaire, but they've never saved a penny. They've never saved $1. If you want to get to the point whereby you've been able to invest millions, then you have to be able to invest hundreds or thousands. So, just like Robert Kiyosaki said in his book, you have to move from being employed to being an investor. So the first space in the quadrant, starts with being employed. Many people today are employed. They are employed, and they work 9 to 5 or 8 to 4, and they just keep depending on that salary, and so they're not able to take care of the family very well. They're not able to travel the world the way they like, and at the snap of a finger, that job could be taken from them, and they could do nothing about it. Now look at what happened during the COVID period. A lot of people were laid off because they were employed. And the second one, just below the employment, is self-employed. Now, as a self-employed, you're kind of, starting to do maybe whatever it is, consulting or a business of your own, but you still work in your business, right? You work in your business. And so maybe you are a web designer, you are a graphic designer, or maybe you are selling something. Basically you kind of still work in your business. You are involved in the day-to-day of that business. Now, moving to the right hand side of that quadrant, we now have business owners. Now, as a business owner, you have moved away from that, from the first quadrant, which is employed and self-employed. You now kind of have a business of your own. You work on your business. You don't work in the business. Maybe you have people, working for you. You can go on a holiday. You own a business, not that you work in the business, right? And that is kind of a better person than being self-employed. But the most important one is an investor. Even though you work on your business, you should be able to invest, right? So you probably invest in real estate, you invest in assets like cryptocurrency, you invest in stocks, and so on and so forth. So today, basically, this podcast is to ginger you to move from being employed, right, to being an investor. And nobody says that you can do all of those things together. For instance, you can be you can be employed and put part of your money into investing in real estate, stocks, and so on and so forth, in things that are going to bring you money even without you working, right? If you stop working today, your salary flow will probably stop. But if you invest, money will start coming to you, right? So you have to be able to move from being an employed person to being an investor. Now, for some people that might be asking, what is the difference between asset and liability? In the next podcast, we'll be talking about that. What is the difference between asset and liability? I hope you enjoyed today's podcast. If you have any question, drop me a note, drop a comment, and ensure to subscribe to this podcast, The Billionaire Journey. It is a podcast that will help you to become a billionaire. Now, being a billionaire doesn't even necessarily have to start with money. It begins with your mindset. And that is what we want to start with in this podcast, right? So, once again, my name is Shola Matthew. Ensure you subscribe to this podcast right now on whatever platform you're listening to, on Apple Podcasts, on Audible, on Amazon, and so on and so forth. Just subscribe so that you can get to listen to more episodes as we drop them. Thanks for listening. Have a beautiful day. Bye.